We're going to devote our energies to sports and gardening, all the cultural pursuits as far as they're concerned. In fact, we're going to put the goons to sleep. Meanwhile, we dig.
Greetings, this is Byrne, and welcome to the Anadromous. Coming to you from Tbilisi, Georgia, somewhere in the Caucasus Mountains on the border of Asia and Europe. Look it up on a map sometime. Well, I'm doing it. I'm beginning my series called The Cute and the Creepy, and I think I've got a lot of surprises for everyone. And I don't think you'll be able to guess where all this is going. So it's going to be in more parts than I think I first expected, but we'll talk about that more as we go. Before we get too far into it, though, I would like to ask you, if you like this sort of thing, to subscribe to the channel. And you can also share the video if you think it's interesting. You can also like it. The algorithms seem to like that and help me to get more notices. And if you really like it, you can contribute. There's a link below and a special offer. You can check that out in the comments section or in the description section. So, what's this deal with the cute and the creepy? And what am I doing? Well, this is just an introduction. You'll notice it's shorter than a lot of my videos. I'm not going to spend a lot of time describing everything. Rather, what I'm going to do today is describe some of my questions and let you know the kinds of things that I've been thinking about for years. Now, over the last few years, I've been noticing several issues circling around the ideas pertaining to the cute and the creepy things in this world. Cuteness seems to be connecting more and more to identity, which means I expect some serious pushback on some of these ideas because this is connected to who we are. If you put a cute avatar in your social media site, yeah, I'm coming for you. I'm going to question what that means, as well as many other things. And the creepy seems to be hovering around our phobias of life in the past. And particularly, but not only, our aesthetic experiences from the past. So let me explain, or let me try to explain, why I've decided to make this series. And it is the result of many, many decades of thinking and questioning that have brought me to this. I've been thinking about artistic and aesthetic issues since about 1975 is when I can date certain ideas to. But with this, I think probably goes back to the late 80s, early 90s when I really started thinking about some of these ideas. So let's begin. So let's get into my observations and the questions that arise from them. Again, this is not going to be a very long video. This is more just to prod you to coming back and watching the main series when it comes out. So let's go to my questions. We'll start with this. The world has changed. Why are we now in a world seemingly surrounded by the cute? Digital animation, anime, classic Disney, late period Disney, cute animals, animal posters, cute memes, cute avatars, furries, otherkin, cute figures in video games. Why are those things here? Why are governments producing cute images to promote health services or to promote the post office? Why are statues, a fairly permanent form of artistic expression, being made of cute creatures for the first time in history? Why is the cute often explained this way, as a product of evolutionary adaptation, when there is very little evidence for such big-eyed, baby-like creatures being an aesthetic experience before roughly 100 years ago, or any time before that. Why is speech, particularly in the Anglosphere, often interlarded with cute, ironic jokiness? Has the history of art been so deconstructed through the line of various modern and postmodern art movements that the cute aesthetic has come to replace the art of the past? Is sex cute? Is violence cute? Is the devil cute? Is everything capable of being rendered into a cute version of itself? Is it possible to critique the cute? Or is the cute impervious to any criticism because it is connected with babies? How are messages smuggled in through cute images? Why do cute images seem genderless? And is there a connection between today's confusions over gender and cute imagery? And does the sense of being an assaulted baby relate in any way to the hysteria that often hovers above any push in our mid-21st century Western societies for a desire for clarity and maturity among the self-defined, cute-identified creatures of the times? In other words, how does cuteness relate to our very clearly prolonged adolescence? Our sense of identifying ourselves as being these cute creatures, which should make us, or is supposed to make us, impervious to criticism. How are these things related? And then there is another set of questions that on one hand seem completely different and yet somehow connected. It has to do with what we call the creepy.
We've all had that feeling of being creeped out before. It might be from someone who stares at you from across the room, a greasy person mumbling on the subway, or a stranger who just told you that they collect porcelain dolls. It can make you feel uneasy, but if I asked you to describe that creepy feeling, you might have a tough time putting the experience into words. So what is it exactly that makes someone creepy? They had people rate 44 different behaviors and characteristics. They then tallied the results to see which ones came out on top. To see if you've been creeping out any strangers or acquaintances, here's the top 7 from the study. The highest rated behavior was staring at someone before interacting with them. While a quick glance is socially acceptable, be careful that you're not overdoing it. The next one was frequent touching. People who get a little handsy can freak us out. And coming in at number 3 was constantly steering the conversation towards sex. And if you ever asked someone who you don't really know to take a picture of them, most likely you've creeped them out. This came in at number 4, followed by asking for personal family details at number 5. People also said that a member of the opposite sex can be creepy. This might seem odd, but the researchers noted that this is attributed to the fact that 95% of respondents believed that a creepy person was more likely to be a male than female. The 7th and final creepy characteristic that rounds out our list, respondents said that it was greasy hair. So can jobs be creepy? The researchers asked respondents to assess which jobs they found the most unsettling, and here's the top 6. The creepiest profession has gotten a lot of exposure in the media, as some of the scariest characters in TV and movies have come out in recent years. Those of you who hate clowns probably won't be surprised that they take the number 1 spot for the creepiest job. People also found taxidermy as being odd, followed by sex shop owner as the 3rd creepiest profession. Funeral director comes in at number 4, and the last spot in the top 5 goes to taxi cab drivers. While it may be easy to see how some of those could be creepy, the 6th spot also deserves an honorable mention. While technically not a job, people rated unemployed persons creepy as well. Finally, the researchers wanted to know what hobbies people found creepy. When they tallied up the results, 2 big themes emerged. The creepiest type of hobby is collecting things, and on the surface that might seem innocent, but common responses included collecting things like dolls, insects, or reptiles. Other responses included collecting things such as bones, teeth, and even fingernails. One might argue that it's more of a creepy behavior, though, instead of an actual hobby. The second type of hobby is related to observation. This includes things like watching, following, or taking pictures of people, but people also found birdwatching as being just a bit creepy. Other hobbies that people mentioned were fascinations with pornography, exotic sexual activity, and taxidermy. Most of us probably don't think that we're creepy, but that doesn't mean that other people don't see us that way. The researchers comment that this could be especially true if you're a man. We don't assume that creepy people mean us harm. Instead, it's the unclear motives and the odd social context of another that will make us think that something is off.
Why do so many images from the past now get labeled as being creepy? Why are clowns, puppets, dolls, old Halloween costumes, scarecrows, etc., now often get considered to be creepy? Especially if the images are from old photographs or silent movies.
Breakfast! I'm hungry! Take it from Carinkles, that's me. The best breakfast under the big top is post-sugar rice Carinkles. So crinkly, so delicious, so different. Each grain of rice in sugar rice Carinkles is carinkled with honey and sugar. It's so good, I carinkle every time I eat it. Yep, no matter what other rice cereal you've ever tried, you'll love post-sugar rice Carinkles best of all. Honey and sugar make it different and wonderful. A circus of fun to eat. So you crinkle on down to the store for post-sugar rice Carinkles, the greatest cereal treat on earth.
How much more will be added to the list of the creepy? Statues, paintings, illustrations, comic books, antiques, old houses. How many physical material objects in general will be added to the list of the creepy as we go on? Why are men, particularly older men, often described as creepy? Now, obviously, this is an important question for me since I'm an older man now. Does this relate to puppets and clowns? How does this connect with developing phobias about aging or old things in general? Does the concept of the uncanny valley play a role in this enlargement of the concept of the creepy? Is the creepy the same thing as the uncanny? How did we move from a definition of the creepy being the things that crawl and slither on the ground, like scorpions, rats, snakes, centipedes, etc., to a very different definition that relates somehow to old, antique, handmade entertainments? Why is a baby crawling on the ground so cute, whereas an adult doing the exact same thing would most definitely be not, and would in fact seem creepy? And what about the idea of the creepy cute? People like Tim Burton and certain music videos play along the edges of these concepts. What does that mean? And what about people who specifically make things that look old and handmade as an aesthetic choice, as I do this myself with either my videos or with puppets? Is there actually a value in what is called the creepy? Is the creepy another name for things that have texture and individual identity? Are people trying to keep something at bay when they reject these images? And are the phobias related to, say, clowns, puppets, dolls, old things, real or conditioned very recently in our society? Why does the cute relate to rounded edges and the creepy relate to rough textured handmade objects? What does this say about the place and meaning of texture in our societies? And I could go on, and in fact, I will. And just to let you know, some of the provisional titles for some of these episodes, one will be called The Problem of Cute. That'll probably be the next one. Then there are The Origins of Cute, an examination of where this cute imagery came from. Then we will look at, what does creepy mean? What does this word creepy actually mean? And what does it mean to us today? Then we'll be asking, I think, what is a more important question: why is what is old now considered to be creepy? Also, we'll have an episode called The Creepy Cute, of how this interaction between creepy images and cute images and what that's all about. And finally, we'll be dealing with the notion of textures and aesthetics in the 21st century and our choices related to these things. Now, that's just what I'm calling these now. I will probably change some of these names as I go, but I think you will find this something you should watch because it pertains to your life. This is not abstract stuff. This is observations about life as we now live it. Well, this is Bern in Tbilisi, reminding you, like, share, subscribe, contribute if you find this interesting and want to keep me afloat, because that would be helpful in these times of the inflation here is worse for me than it is probably for you for several reasons. So feel free to help in any small way, any big way. I'll take it. And finally, just a reminder, Anadromous means swimming against the stream, like salmon do. And I'm asking you to swim against the stream. And until then, I'll say what the Georgians say, droabit, which means temporary. We'll just be gone from each other's presence a little while, and then we will meet again.
A people without history is not redeemed from time. For history is a pattern of timeless moments.
Matter, kid? Don't you like clowns? Why? Don't we make you laugh? Aren't we fucking funny? You best come up with an answer, because I'm going to come back here and check on you.